In this edition of On the Scene, we'll take a look at amateur radio. Not only is it still around, it's more modern than you might think. Watch the hams as they compete for points during their annual field day. Coming up next, On the Scene. Flash Jack Eppington, and we're on the scene of amateur radio's big day of the year, Field Day. This is an annual event when ham radio hobbyists put up stations to contact each other and score points. It's a lot of fun, so let's go check it out. You ready? Let's go! Amateur radio operators, also known as hams, use their own radios, antennas, and other equipment to have fun and serve the public. According to the ARRL, the National Association for Amateur Radio, more than 2 million hams exist worldwide, with over 660,000 of them in the United States. They enjoy their hobby year-round, but Field Day is a 24-hour period from Saturday to Sunday afternoon when stations go out of their way to show off their stuff to the public and to the government officials who often rely on them for emergency communications backup. See, hams not only have to deal with static in the atmosphere, but from public misconceptions of their hobby as well. For example, ham radio is not CB radio. There are two different radio services, and one difference is that hams are licensed after taking an exam. Hams do still use Morse code, although it's no longer required for the license, but they also use digital modes, computers, and even the internet at times. On Field Day, though, hams pull out all the stops. Field Day is a national event with hundreds of radio clubs across the country participating at the same time. We visited a couple that were near us in the northern New Jersey area. One is the club for Monmouth and Ocean counties in New Jersey. Its call sign is N2MO, pronounced in static busting phonetics as November 2 Mike Oscar. Right now, it's early on Saturday, and the club is getting ready. An amateur radio club will usually set up multiple stations in outdoor tents. With a 24-hour operating period, it is often a campout. Another New Jersey club has set up several temporary antennas, like this big stick. It is a lot of work before you make your first call. Finally, it is time to get started. The task at hand, beyond the public demonstrations, is contacting other stations. After all, that is what amateur radio is all about.
Kilowatt 2, Yankee November Tango.
Kilowatt 2, Yankee November Tango. Question mark on that. You're 3 Alpha NLI. Kilowatt 2, Victor November.
All right, we are Kilowatt 2, Yankee November Tango. Yankee November Tango. Please copy 2 Alpha, Northern New Jersey. From Kilowatt 2, Yankee November Tango. QSL?
Copy. Yep, got it right. Thank you very much for the contact. Good luck in the contest, my friend. This is Kilowatt 2, Victor November. K2VN, 3 Alpha NLI. Copy. 3 Alpha NLI. CQ Field Day.
QSL.
Meanwhile, over in the Morse code tent, the operator listens carefully for transmitting stations. Maybe he will hear this call from our other club. So at this point, we've just started Field Day. It's Saturday, so Field Day has just gotten started. What kind of contacts do you think he's going to get?
He should do fairly around the world. There's a little bit of static, but that should be not too much of a problem. Seems like it's pretty good right now.
One reason these stations are intense is because they're not allowed to use commercial power on Field Day. You're supposed to show what you can do in the field, such as when you provide emergency communications during a disaster for the Red Cross or for the Salvation Army. After major hurricanes and tornadoes, after all, electrical power is usually out. So during field day, stations use emergency power, like generators and batteries. But this station will also get bonus points for running on solar power. The stations keep calling each other, trading their call signs and local section identifiers. Individual operators come and go, and some stay through the whole period. On and on it goes, all through the day, and all through the night.
Clear your head of all thoughts, baby, except for you and me. Look out into the sky at night, oh, and set it free. It'll come back to you like a neon in the night. It'll come back to you. Oh, and you know it's true. Yes, you know it's true. I can see clearly now why I have traveled so far to have you near to me now, to have you wrapped in my arms. It will come back to you if you let your love just be. It will come back to you, you'll see.
And so another day begins. It's been a long night for the hams. You see, that sun over there rising to the east, well, it's got a lot to do with the way that our atmosphere reflects radio signals. There's a particular layer of reflection. It's called the ionosphere. And that's how these ham radio operators are able to talk to stations that are way far away in other states. The radio signals are actually bouncing off the ionosphere to get to these other stations. It gets much thicker at nighttime, so that's where it's easier to do it. Only trouble is the thickness of this ionosphere that reflects the radio signals. A lot of that has to do with the sun. Now, yes, I know the sun is down overnight, but during the day, it helps if the sun is busy, if it's doing things like coronas and solar flares and sunspots and all of that good things. Helps make the ionosphere thicker. At least I think so. I'm no expert in this, you understand. But as of the time I'm talking to you now, 2009, the sun's been kind of quiet, so the ionosphere has gotten a little thin. Now, I'm not saying the hams haven't gotten anything overnight. They probably made some contacts, just not as many as they would have liked. Tell you what, let's go into town and get some breakfast, and then we'll check back with the club and see how they did. There's only a few more hours to field days now anyway. Okay, so tell me what you guys, you're tearing down now?
Yeah, this is the part where we're getting close to 2 o'clock, so we're starting to make preparations for tearing the whole station down.
And how did you guys make out?
I think we did fairly well. Not as good as last year because propagation wasn't as good as it was last year. But still, we made a form.
Like particularly overnight?
We had people working here overnight, staying overnight, made a lot of contacts. One of the stations we worked was out in Hawaii, so that was our furthest contact.
Mm-hmm. How'd you do?
All right.
All right.
What's up?
Did you do any overnight operating?
Yes, I did. I was here all night.
Okay, well, he was telling me the propagation wasn't that great overnight. Yeah.
No, it wasn't great.
We
were making contacts, but not as much as last year.
Yeah.
We're in the bottom of a solar cycle, 11-year solar cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And right at the bottom right now, so things aren't that good. It all depends what's going on at on the summer.
Not bad, and they got a proclamation from local officials too.
So that's field day. 24 hours of contacts and communications for the ham radio operators, and for everyone else, maybe a little bit more understanding and knowledge of what the ham radio hobby is all about. And as a matter of fact, I happen to be an operator myself. I'm Kilo Bravo 3, Echo Quebec Hotel. Until next time, I'm Flash Jack Eppington. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.